All right, so roster, Deontay Johnson, Mike Williams, or Brandon Cooks this week, James Coe.
Well, I think all three are great options, but you know what? I don't know how you get away from Mike Williams, of that group, because DJ's playing, Deontay Johnson playing with like Noodle Arm Big Ben. Brandon Cooks is playing with, some guy who's going to be a backup quarterback for the next 10 years. And Mike Williams, as you mentioned, man, Justin Herbert just been slinging the rock. And I get it that he flopped last week, 1 catch, 11 yards. But I mean, look at his 3 previous weeks, 22, 22, 33. Yeah. I mean, he's the wide receiver 5 on the season, bro. Right. Like, nah, give me Mike Williams.
What about a couple of tight ends?
Yeah, tight ends.
Because George Kittle, people keep waiting. Would you go Kittle or Mark Andrews this week?
Oh, Mark Andrews.
I would go Mark Andrews this week and for the rest of the season too. The quarterback situation there in San Francisco worries me. I get that Trey Lance put up a lot of fantasy points, but man, did you guys watch the game? He looked very uncomfortable in there. And by the way, that's to be expected. The dude played 1 collegiate game last year, right? Like he's got a lot of I don't want to say Mitch Trubisky vibes, but he's kind of got that Mitch Trubisky resume. A 1-year starter. We don't know what the hell we're going to get with Trey Lance. So I think that's very different.
And I like by the way, we were talking foosball with Steve earlier. I like the Cardinals. They're given 5.5, I think, and they've always played the Niners really tough.
No hangover?
No hangover. I don't think so. I think that's the groupthink thing. I think I'm going to fade the group think and say they're, like
smart.
Double fade.
It's a different level.
Yeah.
Chris, wait, hold up. I actually like San Francisco and the points.
Yeah.
But actually the group think is actually on Arizona. I think something like
that's a lot of points.
Yeah, because
I feel like everybody loves the Niners.
70% of the bets right now are on Arizona to cover.
That's why you never double group think.
Yeah. See, there's a second level of the group think.
Yeah, but you know what? My group think would be, hey, trust the more physical team. Well, the Cardinals aren't they're physical now. They're who you thought the Cardinals were before are not who they are now. They're right. Winning up front, playing man. They're explosive in pass rush, the whole 9 yards. I really like the Cardinals. I'll give them out as my just missed the cut team. How about trade candidates?
Top, buy low.
Buy low.
Buy low. I guess while we're here, I'll talk about Trey Sherman. I think he's got a great matchup this week against Arizona. They've given up 5.5 yards per carry to running backs on outside carries. And what does San Francisco like to do over there, Chris?
Run the football outside, off tackle.
They sure do. They've actually had the third most attempts in terms of running back carries to the outside in the NFL. It's a great matchup for Trey Sherman, who last week did not crack double digits at PPR. And you talk about a buy low. I just kind of feel like his breakout is coming. Trey Sherman, I think, is getting acclimated to NFL speed. He's obviously coming off that concussion as well. And I think that breakout maybe starts this week against Arizona, which is another reason why I think San Francisco covers, because I think they're just going to be able to run the ball at will. So that's going to be very interesting to see.
Well, tell that to my own 4 fantasy team that drafted Trey Sherman. I felt like when Mostert got hurt, I was like, this is my time to look smart. I've been there with a bunch of YouTubers. Reed, what's the name of the Stay Hot League?
Eli Mitchell, limited participant yesterday.
Hey, listen, Eli Mitchell's going to get his opportunities too. I just think, like I said, a 1A, 1B. To me, it doesn't even really matter. 2 running backs can be extremely productive in that Shanahan system. So I'm down for both. If you want another buy low, by the way, Kyle Pitts all the way.
Oh, yeah. Because I feel like at this point, people are quietly ready to write him off as because there was so much hype. There was so much hype. That's the thing about it. It's unfair. Right. It's unfair to that kid. He came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? He's a freak, but it's Atlanta right now, dude.
Yeah, I mean, and Matt Ryan looks like all of a sudden there's a little, juice off the arm. You know what I'm saying? But Kyle Pitts is the tight end 19 on the season, and the dude's top 7 in targets and top 5 in air yards among tight ends. It's extremely rare for somebody to see that much volume and not finish as a top 10 tight end. I think Kyle Pitts is a breakout game is coming. And I would want to buy low on that 100%.
Same team. Is Cordero Patterson a must start? What are we doing? Is this going to keep going? Is he the best player in the NFL?
I tell you what, he's a little bit of a league winner.
Patterson, bro. He's the one that got away. He's the one that got away, dude. Remember that week 1? Remember I was all fucking, I was all sad, and Koh was like, "It's gonna be all right, bro." And then he's essentially Walter Payton.
Yes,
it's amazing. Like, what is going on there
he's
with Cordero Patterson?
Walter Payton.
Golly. Yeah, I wonder too, though, how much of that has coincided with Russell Gage being out. Like, they're being able to utilize Cordero Patterson in the slot a little bit more out of the backfield, short area of the field. So I'm just curious. I'm not saying Russell Gage is any kind of special player, because he's not. But just utilization, you know what I mean? Like, Cordero right now is going bonkers in PPR because he just keeps getting targets all over the place. So that would be something I'm looking for too.